Oh.
Oh, is it
In Chinese?
Oh.
Hi, we're gonna try and play this in Chinese. Let's see if it works.
Yes.
I mean, if it doesn't work, that's okay, and we'll just not show it.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
But
play 3, 2, 1. Dude, this place is cool. This is like we're in the future.
行，那行，好，我一会儿过去啊。
Oh my god, I didn't realize that this whole thing was going to be in Chinese.
Oh my god, you know, Richard, I have to give you credit for having international cameos.
Yeah.
You had that Tinder guy who admittedly was really boring, but hey, there's a white bartender. That's kind of cool. Is that... I wonder if it's in Cantonese or Mandarin.
I'm just like, I'm fascinated that there's like a whole level that we could play.
Is this in Chinese? It looks like we're in some sort of cyberpunk future.
It's got to be in Chinese, right?
Or it might be in Japanese, and they're like, you guys are fucking idiots.
Can I sit here?
Oh, it's in English.
Sorry, no English.
Right. Okay. You know what? Let's just
to anybody who can read Chinese or Japanese or
we're
whatever
sorry
this
for
is,
all of our choices.
We're sorry for everything we're about to do. Let's go with the longer one.
Yeah.
Which language you can say?
Russian, Chinese.
Chinese? 哦，我可以坐下来吗？
可以啊，请坐。
谢谢，太棒了。在这儿真的
We should
这么漂亮的女孩还可以说中文这么好。
We should try to figure out what's going on based solely on their expressions and body language.
Okay. So, I'm actually...
你干嘛刚才来和我聊天？
因为我觉得你很漂亮啊，你很可爱啊。
Seems like it's okay so far.
跟你认识一下。
She said thank you.
Okay.
He probably said, I'm going to guess, hey, you seem interesting. It's probably said something about her book and you're smart. Because she said thank you. I know she said that.
Mm-hmm.
She said 谢谢. And it took 1 year of Mandarin, not
For
Cantonese.
you to learn how to say thank you?
Well, it took 1 year of Mandarin and not Cantonese, which I know they're both the same. What's the word? Not alphabet. It's characters. But I barely know anything. And then our teacher would just have us watch Cantonese movies anyway. So I was just like, whatever.
Okay. So let's just pick it, just B? I don't know. Seems long.
Well, this seems like a list. Like, hey.
Yeah.
Then, okay. You know what I mean?
We have no fucking... we gotta make choices quickly, though, so that we can
okay,
get...
all right.
我知道你为什么在这儿读书。
为什么？
你看着是在读书，但是你没有在读书。
Stacey, don't you...
骂我干嘛？
其实你是为了钓男人。
She does not
不过是
seem
刁难人。
amused.
Uh-oh, this seems bad. This seems like we've done something wrong. I want Richard to come up and be like, you idiot.
Yeah.
神经病啊，神经病。
Oh, we failed already!
Richard, what did we do?
Richard, help us!
Richard! What? Richard, we're lost! Okay,
你坐在这儿很优雅，所以说我想过来认识一下你。
谢谢。
我叫宋成。
Okay, so that sounded good.
Okay,
All
so
right.
she liked that. Okay, so probably you're smart, beautiful, and cool.
你在读书呢？读什么样的书呢？
我在读关于心理学的书。
我看是俄语的书哈。
对呀，是俄语的书。
挺好。
那你喜欢什么样的书？
我平常也喜欢读一些关于文学上面的书。
哦。
或者音乐的。
很棒。
谢谢。
So this seems okay, good.
Oh no.
We're making progress. Just pick stuff.
你头发很漂亮啊。
谢谢。
Okay,
你经常洗头吗？
当然。
Uh-oh.
这样的话，我家里有一个不错的洗发膏，咱们可以一起。
Don't you have a phone app?
我还可以。
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's not going to help us with any of the.
Yeah, but we'll know at least what we're saying.
Okay.
放松自己，让自己。
Oh no! She's left. What an adorable dress, though. Wow, I love it.
你有病吧?
Oh, we chose wrong. Okay. Chinese to English translation.
It's gonna, like, look at it. Let's see. What did we originally pick? What did we say?
Oh, hold on. I have to download the translation file.
Oh, God. That's gonna take human time. In the meantime, let me tell you this funny story from my Mandarin teacher where we were practicing calligraphy, and he was like, "Oh, you're really good at this." And I said, "Thanks. My mom's side of the family's Japanese." And me being 17 years old, I thought this was a bonding moment between my Mandarin teacher and I. But no, he was from China, and he, I guess, was secretly very upset about this. And the next day made us watch a documentary about the rape of Nanking. While like, looking at me being like, yeah. And I was like, I didn't do this.
Okay, so one of them is... This is going to take forever if we do this for every single choice, though. That's the problem.
Wait.
All right, so the first one is ask her how she can speak Chinese.
Okay.
The second one
That's the red one.
Is say that her hair is very good. Take the opportunity to invite her to your home.
Oh.
The third one is... Or B, sorry. B...
I'm just gonna click on B, see what happens.
我告诉你吧，我平常喜欢读关于那种怎么赚钱、怎么做生意的书，什么为人相处啊、为人处事啊、待人接物啊这方面的书，知道吧？你说像这种
I
关
don't
于这种
think
艺术的书，
this
读了
looks good.
也没有太大用处，是不是？我为什么要读这方面的书？是因为我相信啊，过不了多少年，我很聪明，也很有钱，所以说，你也要多读这方面的书，知道吧
？We should probably skip through like part of the conversations,
就是你
maybe.
在别的国家也是做，就是基本上就是那工作内
I
容
feel
大概
like
就是一样的，对吧？
in
对，
this
大概一样，
Super
就是
Seducer
在
2.
中国拍衣服拍淘宝比较多一点，在杭州。
Yeah, I got it. Thanks. That was really cool. I feel like in Super Seducer 2, there's a lot of, or at least two examples of this example of specifically Chinese guys feeling confident enough to ask out European women. Maybe that's a main thing in a context that I am not aware of. But, I think it would be nice to have the subject of our amorous intents not only be European women.
Yeah.
Because I know Richard is already working on Super Seducer 3.
Yeah.
And he's confirmed that the dog will be in it.
Fuck yeah.
So, if you can handle not being weird about it, I would like to have some of our amorous...
Some of the ladies we're seducing.
Some of our... targets
Oh god,
to not be European women, because I saw a lot of really beautiful women, you know, as extras and stuff, and I was like, oh, when do we get to like talk to them? Never did. So I think that would be cool.
Okay, so do you want to know what these options are?
I don't know, which one do you think we're gonna be safe
We
with?
should say A.
Okay.
So A is like asking her about her job. She's a model.
Oh.
So we're asking her about her job and why she likes it.
最喜欢，因为我非常喜欢旅行，到处旅行，还有可以遇到新的朋友，钱也比较多，所以可以比较独立。
对，那就是你做模特之后有没有什么特别的一些感受或者什么的？
有时候会很孤独，像爸爸妈妈朋友，就是有的时候比较孤独。
Yeah, if we could like seduce people other than European models.
一个人
基本上喜欢。
Also
对，大部分时间是一个人在外边，所以说相对内心来说可能会不太。
I love how we're listening to this like we somehow understand
I know.
this. We're like,
like
yeah, okay, yeah.
很伤心。
They're just both beautiful people.
I wonder if there was a huge, like, Chinese market for this game that they included this level.
I wonder, or maybe because I feel like Richard was trying to include more people, like maybe his friends. Why do I keep listening to that?
I don't know. Here, why don't you skip this so that we get to the next? Okay.
But I wonder if Richard's trying to be inclusive, which cool, good for you. I mean, I don't agree with anything that you do, but you know, I want to give credit where credit's due. B, trying to be a bro to his friends, which is cool. Brotherhood is awesome. And just trying to navigate his way through the seduction community by being supportive. Mm-hmm. Because I feel that from my research into the seduction community, that there's many seduction pickup artists that I feel have less, and I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but I think Richard has more credibility than some other ones because he has a job, like a real job.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to make money off of his seduction career. And I feel like that also frees him up to be able to not try and make money off of what he does.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And I feel that some other pickup artists are trying to make money off of what they do, which somehow, in my opinion, ends up being some sort of weird scam.
Well,
where they're trying to sell male enhancement pills, trying to sell the same book over and over. And while I disagree with 90% of the things Richard says, and to be clear, he's a butthead, but I give you credit for being a gross from your heart, you know?
So, I think... So, choice A is... I'm going to tell you what they are, because I'm actually not sure which the best one is. So, choice A is we tell her what our favorite trip is. We tell her the details of our trip to Macau. Mm-hmm. C is where we let her talk in detail about what she likes. And B says tell her about your experience at Westlake. And I don't know what...
I don't know. I feel like letting her speak makes her feel important.
Yeah, like, let's let her do that.
Okay, I'm going to turn this down so we don't feel like we're interrupting a conversation. But is there any overall dating advice that you've been wanting to say? Just that Super Seducer brought up?
Oh my God! I have to tell them about my experience at the concert where that guy tried to seduce me on the floor.
The weird guy. Actually, this is just gonna be story time.
This is gonna be story time. This is a story time episode. So I went to I went to a show. I went to go see Dance with the Dead, Panic Priest, and Daniel Deluxe. So it's kind of like an electronic / metal crowd. Anyways.
And you didn't wear... This is why you should have worn the vest, by the way.
If I had worn the... I'm confident no one would have talked to me. It would have been great. But I also may not have been let into the venue.
Stacey bought a 20 pound... I think it might have been more, actually. A 20-pound studded spiked vest with bullets on it.
Yeah.
Like actual bullets and long 4-inch spikes on it.
Yeah. You can see pictures on my Twitter.
And if you had worn
incredible.
that shirt or vest, you would have been safe.
But I don't know if they would have let me in because like people were I was definitely like moshing and I wouldn't have wanted to injure anybody.
Okay, do you know what punk is? Because you definitely would have wanted to.
It's not technically a punk show, but anyways, so
everything's a punk show if you make it that way.
Well, I was there, so it's automatically a punk show. I'm gonna take a picture of this while I'm talking. So. I'm there at the show and we're all kind of like milling about, you know, before the next act starts. And I look over and this guy was like, hey, and he like reaches out his arm to me like across the floor, like through like the crowd of people. And I'm like looking around being like, is he talking to somebody else? Like, is he talking to me? Cause like, I don't know this person, but he's acting like he knows me. And he was like, yeah, like you, like take my hand. And
take my hand.
But he was definitely
like a magician.
Yeah,
pulling someone out of the audience.
Take my hand. That's what it felt like actually, because
like David Blaine had chosen you.
So then, of course, I couldn't fucking help myself, and I reach my hand out and I take his hand. He pulls me over to him, but like not like too close.
That's why it's a tactic. It's a David Blaine hypnotic tactic.
It's like street magic.
Richard, tell us if this is. Okay. Dear Richard, is this a pickup tactic?
I feel like this is totally a pickup tactic.
Is he going to hear this and be like, oh my God, that's genius?
It felt like it when I was in it. So he takes my hand, he pulls me over to him, but like not like too close. And then he was like, I bet you're not used to people doing this to you, are you? And I was like, no, because I like couldn't figure out
he's a magician.
Because I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Wizard? Stacey, were you put under a spell like David Bowie in the movie Labyrinth?
I probably looked like that because I'm looking at him being like, what's happening? And he was like, I just wanted to tell you that you're so beautiful. And even if we don't end up talking again, you know, I just hope you enjoy the show and I want you to have a good night.
I can't believe you got enchanted by the Goblin King.
I did feel kind of enchanted.
See, so it worked a little.
A little bit.
Okay.
I did look for him later. I didn't find him.
Oh my god, Stacey, it worked? That weird wizard got you.
But then he was like, you know, oh, like, my name's such and such. And then he was like, can I have a hug? And I was like, sure. And so I gave him, like...
If you had worn the vest!
I know. So I give him a hug, and then I, like, go back over to my friend, and, like, we're talking or whatever. Then his friend came and tried, like, a straight-up pickup line on my friend, which was that he tried to convince her that she dropped something on the floor.
Gaslighting right off the bat. That's how you know. That's how you know he's a special one. That's what you want to go home with him.
So, and like both of us were just, and he was like, you know, talking to my friend, and he's like, are you single? And she was like, no. Because she's been in a relationship for 3 years.
Didn't he like repeatedly try and convince her
tried to convince her that she dropped something on the floor, and she was like, I don't think so. Because we knew the two of them were together. They were both from Poland, so like we knew they were there together. What if you met a famous Polish pickup artist and he was training someone at the show, honestly, and then you see him in Super Seducer 3? That would be fucking amazing. Call me. Find my number. Actually, for real, call me and send me an email, because that's actually kind of cool. For real, that would be amazing. Please find me and get in touch with me. That would be so dope. He was cute. Oh no, Stacey, stop! The first time you told me the story, you're like, he was a creep, and now you're like, he's cute. Next you're gonna be like, no. Where are you? Find me, my prince! Because I feel like, here's the thing. I feel like people think that as long as the person's cute, they can get away with anything. That's not true. Like, yeah, I've been on dates with attractive people where I was just like, I don't think you're attractive anymore. Well, I still thought... It's like, those two things can exist at the same time. Like, I thought he was cute, but I also kind of thought it was creepy and weird, and I felt like I was in the movie Labyrinth with David Bowie. I was like, where's the camera? Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like when you watch the movie Labyrinth, and David Bowie kind of tries to kidnap the teenage girl, and you're like, oh, gross, but kind of cool. No, wait, no, but maybe. You know, and he flips the crystal ball around. So I think for this one, we're supposed to do B. Okay. I think. Maybe. Wait, are we just...
你在哪儿出生的?
We're waiting for her to speak first.
中国的中原地区，就是河南。
Oh.
然后出生地是
Is that... Maybe that's a culture thing I don't know?
No, it's like when there's a silence, you can either let somebody else speak first.
It's a standoff of wills.
It's, yes.
Whoever's weaker will break the silence.
That's exactly what
I'm gonna be real, sometimes I felt that where I was like, no, I'm not gonna break the silence. Because I'm comfortable with it. I wonder if this was shot actually like...
我就是在莫斯科度过童年的时光。
I don't know where it was shot. This is way better than the Tinder guy one, though.
都在莫斯科。
You know what the problem was with the Tinder guy one?
Poorly paced.
It was poorly paced, and like I feel like the acting didn't quite stand up as much as the other ones.
Yeah, the energy wasn't there.
Yeah.
Please, Richard, please bring back Pickup Artist Girl. Please.
Okay, so the first one is... we say we like Russians very much because you think they are straightforward. Mm-hmm. The other ones are... This is kind of cool that we can do this, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the future.
Yeah. Okay. We should definitely not do C.
What is it?
It's like tell her... Yeah, I think A is the right one. Why would you do that? We're telling her that we think she's stupid.
Well, I mean, we gotta do some red things. I want to see if she, like, really just, you know, pulls out a gun. What kind of drink is that?
俄罗斯的女孩们
You know what's good? Thai iced coffee.
Oh.
Have you ever had Thai iced coffee?
It's sweetened, right?
They basically just put condensed milk in it.
Yeah.
你真的很
Oh, we got a
酷
slap. You missed it.
Well, I feel like a slap might have been over the top for this situation because he didn't try to assault her, and that's
Yeah.
not okay.
Yeah.
We don't want to support slaps unless you're defending yourself. Then
Okay, so we say A.
知道我为什么喜欢俄罗斯人吗？
为什么？
因为他们都很直接，就像你一样。
谢谢。我觉得中国人也很直接，还有很勤劳好客。
So we're telling her so she must have said that she was Russian, and we say that we like Russians because we
今
think
天
they're
是我
straightforward.
俄罗斯奶奶的生日，
oh no,
我就
she's
给
sad
她
about
打了
something.
电话，心里很难受，
Stacey, do you have any seduction techniques that you would like to share?
就是感到很孤单。
So, one thing that I have noticed about myself, and like this is obviously not like the same for everybody, because I know that people get really bent out of shape about like who's supposed to make the first move.
I make the first move all the time.
I prefer that.
And also,
And
by the way, I get rejected a lot, and that's okay. So if there's any dudes out there, from what I see, I feel like I see a lot of dudes get upset that when they're doing online dating or whatever, that they make the first move and it's either they don't get a message back or whatever. I want you to know that it's 100% normal to never get a message back. You get a message back once a day, you know?
So I think we should do A.
Because people are getting so many messages all the time, like they might just not see you, and that's okay.
Well,
and it's not a reflection on who you are, and don't even take it as a rejection. And if you do, just learn to be okay with being rejected, because
It's
that's
not even
life,
it's not even a rejection though, because like I know that like I get messages from people where I'm like, yeah, like I'm interested, but I'm also like already seeing people,
or I'm busy, or I'm just not in the mood.
Yeah.
You know?
And it really might have nothing to do with the actual person, like where I'm like, yeah, they seem really nice, but like I'm just not
in the mood right now to talk to you, you
Mhm.
know? And also, nobody owes you anything.
Yeah.
I think it's unattractive when somebody initiates a conversation and I don't
Here,
even
let's start the next
respond.
blurb.
Which
Choose
one?
A.
And I don't even respond because I don't know you.
Yeah.
And they get more and more aggressive. That definitely does not make me want to respond.
No.
You know? If you just leave a message like, hey, well, whenever you have time, just like, well, I'll be like, okay, I'll keep you in the back of my mind.
Yeah, and I mean, another thing that's tough about, like, quote-unquote teaching seduction tactics is that not everybody responds to the same stuff. Like, you know, some people might want someone else to make the first move. They might feel more comfortable that way. That's not how I am, and I don't really like it when people try to get too aggressive or like, or even like assertive. I kind of prefer to be like the
person denoting the pace of the date.
Yes.
Yeah, if somebody is a little too assertive sexually, which is fine, like you're allowed to want to have sex. But for me personally, I like to be the one who chooses what the pace of that is, because
I'm okay with it, like, obviously, like, once I know somebody and I feel comfortable with them, and then I'm like...
But first contact?
First contact.
Imagine you're talking to aliens. Be careful, okay?
Okay, so our choices are... Hold on. The first option is to tell her that she's beautiful and that we want to date her. But the second option, which I'm trying to get right now...
When talking to a woman, in my opinion... If you are not a woman and you're talking to a woman, I think you should allow the woman to make first sexual joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
even if you're just making a sex joke, let the woman choose when the sex talk starts. Because if you start it, it feels a little too forceful and a little just... It brings their guard up. This is just from my experience alone. Everyone else has different things. But in my experience... If you're not a woman and you're talking to a woman, you should let her be the person who starts the sex talk. You know?
And I think that they might have actually covered that
probably
in here.
You know what, Richard? You're right.
Well,
I'll give you that
I
one.
don't remember, but I feel like we had this discussion before where it was like once
sex is established, it's cool. Send me all the dick pics you want, but
so yeah. So the first option is to tell her that she's pretty and that we want to date her. The second option just says, "What time is it?"
Okay, yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no! What
Oh
are you
no!
doing?
This is so weird.
Oh no! Why'd you just grab her phone like that? I would hate that.
Yeah.
I would die. Oh no, we did it wrong.
Okay, maybe it didn't.
Oh wait, maybe he was mad that she was looking at her phone. I don't know.
Maybe we're supposed to play it cool. Let's go with.
我可以看一下你的手机吗？
可以啊。
谢谢。
Oh.
看出来你
Maybe it was supposed to be, can I look at your phone?
Maybe it's also like, oh, can I see what time it is, and just be like chill.
那你
And then, you know,
We're obviously
secret,
running
I don't
this-
know what's happening. Actually.
We're running this through Google Translate, so
Yeah.
like
我喜欢很多
it could all be
古典
wrong.
音乐现代音乐都喜欢，还有欧洲、亚洲有很多。
那中国的歌手
Maybe it's also like having a
比较喜欢
reason
的
to look at the phone as
Yeah.
opposed to just like I'm gonna take your phone, you
周
know?
杰伦的音乐。
哦，我也喜欢他的音乐，他的音乐确实很好听。
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay.
What other dating advice can we give? That's probably gonna ruin people's lives. Welcome to Super Seducer Geek Remix.
Okay.
I think
First option says, ask her what kind of boys. And C is ask her what is the rain. B is touching her face.
touch her face. Well, I don't know how.
I don't know
we're
how
be
it's gonna
about
go, but
拿电话。
谢谢。
No, never mind.
看我，我该走了。
Never mind.
no, creepy.
You almost forgot your book.
So
Maybe what kind of boys? Because it's like, hey, what are you looking for?
yeah,
This one?
yeah,
This A?
yep.
电话。
谢谢。
你喜
I
欢
have
什
some
么
advice.
样的男生？
Yeah.
I think that
这是个很私人的
a
问
lot of
题。
people go into dating thinking, how do I get them to like me?
Oh,
But really, what you should be thinking
你
is,
喜欢什么样
do
的
I
生
like them?
yes.
我
Okay.
That's a big thing.
So something that I've had
Sounds
to
so-
constantly like
Yeah.
remind myself
我
of
比较喜欢
because there's been a
吃
couple
酸辣
times
的
where I've gone on dates and I'm like,
Oh.
oh, should I like just as an
Adjust
example,
my like.
should I tone down my look because this person is like clearly like not like a super like alternative person. So
Mhm.
should I like dial it back? Like I wore like a nice dress and like regular shoes on a date with somebody, and then afterwards they were kind of like, yeah, I was kind of surprised because I was like expecting you to roll up like, you know, based on your profile, roll up all like punked out, and you were just kind of like normal. And then I thought about it and I was like, yeah, like they've seen what I look like.
Mhm.
They know that I'm not like a super conservative dresser.
Mhm.
And if they're the type of person that's going to be turned off by how I dress day to day, then I don't
that's
really
not
want to
something-
date them.
Exactly. That's why I think a lot of mistakes, or a big mistake a lot of people make is how do I get this person to like me? But really,
I mean, obviously,
it should
don't be an asshole.
Oh yeah, be yourself. What it is, be yourself, and don't be like, oh, I should dress differently. Dress the best version of yourself. Be the best version of yourself.
Yes.
And really, honestly, I think a big thing that changes how a person can feel on a date and can be really attractive is not to go in thinking, am I someone that they like? Do they like me? And having anxiety about if they like me, but really wondering, do I like them? Are they doing things that I like?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I completely
Because
agree.
if you're too focused on if they like you, you totally forget to even ask yourself, do you even like them? Or are
Yeah.
you just worried that someone doesn't like you?
Or
You
is
know
it
what I
just like, you know, because not gonna lie.
You can, like, trick yourself into thinking you like someone just because you're so worried about them liking you.
Well, and it's like, everybody wants to be liked. That's a natural feeling. So, don't feel bad about that.
I know.
But
the only reason I'm saying this is because I made the same mistake.
Yeah. So just try to, like, recognize it in yourself. And, okay. So obviously don't use this as an excuse to be an asshole, but you also, you should look out for yourself first. So, like, your needs, like, what do you want out of dating? Do you like this person? Do they make you happy? Not just, do I get this, like, momentary feeling of, like, ooh, like, I'm accepted by someone and they didn't reject me. But, like, if you don't actually, like, really, really enjoy spending time with them, And
sometimes, the need to want them to like you can make you forget about what you actually like in a person.
Yes. 100%.
And so I feel like if you come to the date with the attitude of the self-confidence to know that, okay, I'm likable, do I like you?
Yeah.
Can be just an overall, make the date more relaxing for both of you and just shows that self-esteem that people are looking for,
Okay, so I think the option we should go with is A. However, B is to invite her to the bathroom.
But we don't get, like, she just does the same thing every time.
Okay.
So,
可以请你喝一杯吗？
So,
whoa! Just leave it. It's fine. Just everything's
加
okay.
一下你的微信，加一下，把这写到这儿。
Okay.
What did we say? Give us your phone number?
I think we're adding her on WeChat, but, like, I feel like I don't know. I mean, I'm running this through Google Translate. So, like, options A and C looked really similar. So, I don't know how they were actually different.
What other dating advice should we give that's going to ruin people's lives?
So, not A.
So, don't choose A no matter what you do on a date.
I think that it should be... Oh, no. None of these are great. Okay, so... So we're either supposed to, A is hold her hand deeply for a long time. B is embrace goodbye and try to kiss her, so I don't think we should do that. And then C is say goodbye to her, enthusiastically say that you're happy to know her.
I think that one's good.
Yeah.
But I think Richard's going to pop in and be like, you fucking idiot!
Yeah. I mean, we're doing it wrong no matter what.
认识你很高兴，真的很开心。但是，好，谢谢你，再见。
我也很高兴认识你。再见。
Did we do it?
Oh, we did it! She looked over. She likes us.
Come on, Richard. Come in and tell us how we did.
Casanova!
Woo!
Okay, next level.
No, that's it.
Richard, alright, let's see. Extras? What are the extras?
What?
Wait, best ending or hypnosis ending on level 1 cafe branch? What?
Didn't we do the we did the hypnosis.
Yeah, but we didn't get the hypnosis ending. So what does that mean?
I don't know. So do we have to, like, watch these, like, one after the other? Because those are all up here.
We didn't unlock them.
Oh.
So I guess it's just saying that we didn't unlock them.
I see.
Okay, we gotta press the credits. So,
thank you.
Thanks, guys. I mean, I disagree with most of what you say, but, you know, your product is still valuable. Congratulations on you and your wife and your happy marriage, though.
I feel...
Bring your wife back in for more... That way you can actually, like, kiss the models.
Oh, look at that's the whole crew.
Yeah, congratulations.
So I feel like this game is at its best when it is... Like, the moments of advice that are the best to me are when it is encouraging you to be yourself, to not be a creep, and to have confidence. Yeah,
at the same time, I feel like a lot of the good advice comes with this underlying current of not doing it for yourself or to be an honest person, but in order to obtain a sexual commodity rather than making a connection with a human person. And
Tubik the raccoon.
Yay! And one criticism I would like to say is that I feel like a lot of the seduction revolves around being a financially successful person, because they're like, oh yeah, bring up what's interesting about you. And a lot of the times they say, oh, I travel a lot and I own a business and I have money.
Yeah,
or a lot of things that revolve around the necessity of money.
Or like in like the whole scene with older guy, younger woman, that whole thing revolves around you being rich.
Yeah. So while that is a valid way by saying, you know, make yourself a accomplished person and validate your life, different people's versions of success don't always involve money. So maybe try and make it so somebody who isn't exactly financially successful but might be successful in other ways.
I mean, one of the pieces of advice that they do give, though, is to talk about something that you're passionate and that you care about. Mm-hmm. And that does not necessarily have to do with money.
Yeah, you're right. I just feel like...
I think your criticism is valid.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, maybe, like, if somebody sitting at home is thinking, like, oh, shit, now what do I do? I think, you know, because, like, I have been on dates with people where, like, the main thing that was lacking about them... Remember Boring Guy?
Oh, yeah, Boring Guy.
Boring Guy, where, okay, so there was this guy...
He was financially successful.
He was financially successful and, like, by all means, like, a nice person, but he just didn't, like... really seemed to be like excited or passionate about anything, even when it
could have been that he was nervous, though. You're very intimidating.
That's possible, but I mean, he did talk about other stuff. He just never seemed to, like, I don't know, he was just missing that, like, maybe
that just
like the thing is
made up French word, you know,
the je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. I just made French sounds, and I hope that it kind of got the idea across.
You knew I'd pick up what you were talking about.
Yeah, I know. I was just like...
And I was like, oh, je ne sais quoi. Do you know what je ne sais quoi means?
What does it mean?
It means, I don't know what.
Ah.
So, like, it means... So
it
when
literally means a fancy way of saying, I don't know what.
Yeah. So, like, when people say, like, oh, they have that certain, like, je ne sais quoi, it means you're literally saying, like, they're indescribable. Like, they have that certain something that I just can't describe. This is what you're saying.
How mysteriously on point.
You're incomparable. Like,
I don't know, but...
No, you don't... It's a joke.
I can't believe you got picked up by a wizard.
You're incomparable, like a...
Like a je ne sais quoi.
No, like, incomparable means you can't be compared to anything. Like a, and then blank at the end of the sentence.
That's one of those smart jokes.
It's not my joke, it's Bo Burnham's joke.
Oh. You ever see those really old burns where you don't get it for like 3 seconds, but by the time you get it, it's too late, you've been burned, and the fact that you didn't get it right away enhances the burn? Yeah. You know, said by like classy ladies, and you're like... Oh, no. Shit, I gotta be prepared for that one.
Yeah. So...
I can't believe you got picked up by David Blaine.
I got super seduced by Polish David Blaine at the rock show.
I can't believe he extended his hand to you like David Bowie in the Labyrinth. Did he also have... Was he also juggling?
His friend was behind him with his hand coming through his armpit.
Yeah,
doing
juggling tricks with the ball. I wanted to be the babe.
The babe with the power.
The babe with the power.
The power of voodoo. Who do you do?
Actually, that would definitely work.
That would
for sure.
I have a Labyrinth shirt. It would 100% work on me.
Maybe that's why the original pickup artist works, because they all watched the Labyrinth and saw how it worked, and they're like, you know what? Labyrinth.
That's what we need.
That's what we need. David Bowie.
Yeah. So, anyways, we hope you enjoyed this, whatever this was.
It was great.
It was good.
Beautiful. It was magical.
I can't wait for the next one.
We need to give... What's a good pickup thing? What's a good way to pick up women? We haven't given pickup advice. We've only talked about once you've already had the date and how to kind of meekly look into a woman's direction and hopefully lay on the floor and expose your belly and hope she accepts you.
Here's the thing. Like, I was thinking about this, and like, so after that pickup thing happened at the show, what I was thinking about was how rare it is for somebody to actually, like, just approach me out of nowhere and, like, legitimately try to hit on me.
Unlike when men just yell at you.
Well, that doesn't count.
Because, you know,
yelling at me on the street does not count.
Just yell at my body parts because I'm jiggly and I got big titties. I have enormous boobs that are bigger than my head, and I just have men just yell.
Yeah.
Just yell. Sometimes it's not even words. It's just going, damn! And I'm like, thank you, but I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Say it further away.
So I feel like trying to pick somebody up in a public setting is hard because, like, normally I prefer online dating because then I get to, like, learn a little bit about the person before I whatever.
But by the algorithm.
Yes.
The computer overlords have chosen for us.
Well, and I mean, I get to, like, just look at their profile and, like, see a little bit more about them before I decide whether I want to talk to them. Yeah, you don't know if the person
coming up to you is, like, secret, weird, racist furry.
What if they're a Trump supporter?
Exactly.
Okay, so...
Which, if that's your political alignment, I mean, you're allowed to be in love, just not with us.
Yeah. I'm not saying that, like, you know... I'm just saying
you're definitely wrong, and I disagree with you on every fundamental piece of way, but that doesn't mean you can't find someone else who's equally as wrong as you. So.
I'm just saying I wouldn't want to date one.
Yeah.
And the OkCupid algorithm protects me.
Yeah, because I told you there's a check thing that you can click off that I don't want to see or be seen by straights.
Yeah.
Or straight people. They don't say straights.
The straights.
I don't want the straights to see.
Keep the heteros away from me. No.
I'm surrounded by heads. Ugh.
No.
I'm drowning in heteros.
Oh my god. Okay, so that we're definitely not... I don't want people to think that we somehow just said that all heteros are Trump supporters, because that's not...
They're not?
They're... Okay.
I didn't know that. I genuinely thought all straight people love Trump. You learn something every day. I'm just kidding. I don't think that.
But what I do think, and this is just me talking, what works for me, if somebody's gonna walk up to me and just approach me on the street, is for them to compliment some piece of my outfit, whether it's, like, not a body part.
Yeah, don't be like, your butt is banging.
No, not a body part, but, like, my shoes, my hair, something.
Because you're complimenting a choice.
Yes, it's a stylistic choice that I made.
Because I feel that validates a positive choice the lady in question has made, or man.
Yeah.
Or in betwixt. You're complimenting their personality and intelligence rather than their body parts.
Yes.
And that's great.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I like being told that that people like my fashion style. Like, that's a good compliment to me. Plus, like, if a girl walks up to me and she says, hey, I really like your flannel, I automatically know.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Come on.
I like your flannel. Does she, hand signals like flannels?
Yeah. That should be just, like, a sexuality.
Does she, Mime's tying a shirt in a knot? Does she
shirt in a knot
like
on your
flannels?
Waist? Does she like flannels?
Not tying on the waist like flannels.
So I feel like that is...
AJ, how did you find the one squeaky thing in the room?
Okay. I feel like that's a good option. Because also, like, another thing is, and I mean, like, hopefully it should be a truthful compliment. I also, like, the reason that so many pickup lines feel like I don't like them is because they feel so contrived.
Yeah,
meaning, like,
a
you've had to memorize, like, some sort of script or a scenario. It's not a genuine...
Well, which they said, the lady said that. Don't have pre-made pickup lines.
Yeah. So, like, instead of walking up to somebody and being like, hey, I think you dropped something on the floor, and then, like, waiting for her to confusedly look, or, like, any of that other bullshit.
One really good woman advice. If you're unsure if she likes you, be the one who initiates going on dates and stuff. Because both people are going to keep wondering to themselves, do they like me? Do they like me? And then nothing happens, right?
Well, I think that we've talked about this before, but women are sometimes socialized to... AJ, can you...
AJ?
AJ just wants to share his advice. He's like, hey, if you're trying to pick up that hot bitch next door.
Bark at her really loudly.
Bark at her.
And jump at her and growl.
Yeah.
I tell him every time, that's not how you get a girlfriend. He's like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Okay?
By the way, I'm saying bitch as in dog.
Yeah, like literal scientific term.
Scientific term. Yeah, so I think that sometimes women can be maybe socialized to not make the first move. And can also just, I don't know, I think that sometimes women dating other women, like, people, I don't know, I see memes about it online all the time, where it's just like...
Memes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like two women and they're just like, does she like me? And they're like standing at the altar together and they're
exactly.
like, I don't know, how do I know?
That's what I'm saying. If you are on a date with a woman, it's okay to not be like sexually aggressive or anything.
No.
But to just assume she likes you and be forward and say, hey, you know,
I like you.
Because you're never going to get anywhere unless you put yourself out there. That's how I see it. That's why I ask dudes out. That's why I ask people out. And I just accept the fact that people are going to reject me, and that's okay, and it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me. It just means that I don't fit their definition of what they want. And sometimes other people don't fit the definition of what I want, and that's normal and okay.
Yeah. And when it comes down to the rejection thing, I feel like I'm in such a different place in like where I'm at with dating right now, because now when somebody isn't clear enough into me, like digging all parts of my personality and whatever, it's very unattractive to me. I know we talked about this before.
I hate that they're not obsessed with me, and it's
I
disgusting.
don't.
That's how I feel. I'm like, why? I get annoyed when people aren't obsessed with me.
I just mean it's like if I go out with somebody and they're gonna be, you know,
they already want you to change.
They already want me to change, or it's like they're already like,
or wait, you go on a date and you like have an opinion, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. And
fuck.
I'm like, fuck off.
That is like the biggest red flag.
I know. I hate it when dudes do that. I've never, in my experience, had a woman say that.
No.
Maybe there's men out there who've dated women who've said that, but usually if it's like, oh yeah, you know, I'm a feminist, and they're like, oh, we're gonna have to work on that because I'm an equalist, and you're like, well, you know, you're allowed to feel how you feel, but I'm not gonna change.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to change, and I don't have to change, but we also don't have to date.
I had somebody try to tell me what to wear on the first date.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you know how that goes.
Excuse me? You can only tell me that after the third date when we're having sex.
They were like, oh, you know, I just really like it when girls wear like XYZ thing, and I was like,
that's cool, bye.
I was like, wow, great, that's good for you. I hope that works out well for you.
I know, I hate that shit. The only time that it's appropriate to tell the other person what to wear
is if they ask.
Post third date, post sex, for special sex reasons. That's the only time it's acceptable to me.
I mean, like, I've asked people before, for instance, if I'm going on a date with a shorter guy, I have asked, like, hey, are you okay with me wearing heels? Mm-hmm. Partly because I'm like, hey, I would like to wear heels, and I would like you to be okay with this. Mm-hmm. So, like, I need to know up front.
Because you're 5'10".
Yeah, because I'm 5'10", and, like, if I'm wearing 4-inch heels, I'm clearly going to tower over some of these people. Mm-hmm. So far, most of the people that have... I mean, we've talked about this, but, like, I've definitely talked to some people that were just like, do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Actually, you don't step on me.
Step on me.
If there's a puddle, I will lay on it, and you will walk all over me. And you're like, calm down.
Yeah.
Relax. We can do that. That's a 5th date thing, okay? Mm-hmm. I just met you.
Yeah.
I don't like it when people roll out the extreme kinks too soon. It's not that I don't want to do it for you. It's that you don't even know me yet. How can you even know if you want to smell my butthole?
Yeah.
You know? If you're willing to just smell any butthole, it's not special anymore.
Yeah.
You know? I want someone who wants my butthole for me.
I mean, yeah. I tend to get the, like, Amazon woman fetish.
Yeah. How can you engage in...
You don't even know exactly how much taller I am than you yet, you know?
Because people want to engage in the BDSM shit right off the bat. I'm like, bro, you can't do that shit with somebody you just met. Like,
Yeah. Already asking me about, like, what types of shoes I own.
yeah, like, you gotta trust somebody to step on your throat. Like, really? You're just gonna let yourself be in danger like that? Like, normal vanilla sex, sure, but dude, like, that kind of stuff, I could, what if I really wanted to kill you? You don't know.
Oh my god. So, everyone, you know how I like serial killers?
Stacey,
What?
I know the end of the story. Continue.
I had a dream about somebody that, so we like all we make jokes about like the serial killer thing. Oh, Stacey wants to date a serial killer. I had a fucking dream that this person that I'm dating was a serial killer.
Well, I already find suspicious because they're too attractive and too nice.
Yeah.
And they basically already have a cult.
I've told them that to their face. But
It's suspicious.
I was the detective tasked with catching them. And then when I finally did catch them, they were literally like murdering people. And I was like, hey, like, you're really hot. Let's just murder people together. And the rest of the dream was just us being murderers together.
No, because I've already been suspecting that something is off about this person. Because they literally live in a home with their 18 non-binary partners. I'm exaggerating slightly.
That is not quite accurate, but yeah.
And they're trying to recruit Stacey into their beautiful harem, which, although I respect it, I find it suspect. Because if they're not a cult leader, then I would love it. But I don't know.
When we
No, I don't know. Because if they can prove to me that they're not a Charles Manson-like person, then yeah, okay.
I could totally see him being that way.
Exactly! This is what I'm saying!
Of all the people that I have gone out with, if God help
both
me
of
if
them
he
are
watches
his
this
partner,
video.
but they're not each other's partner. Suspicious.
I'm just saying, like, of all the people that I've gone on dates with, if I, like, if, like, we didn't see each other for a while and I later found out that he was actually running, like, a crazy, like, cult,
yeah,
I would be like, makes sense.
Yeah, he's too likable.
Likable, charming,
too likable and charming, handsome. I saw him on his motorcycle and I was like, no, it's too perfect. Devil in a Sunday dress. This is too good to be true.
Nightmare dressed like a daydream?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is. Are there heads on the side of his Harley Davidson motorcycle? I don't know. What's in those artesian leather bags?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I should find out.
Different women's uteruses. I swear.
As long as I get to have the alpha uterus, I'm cool.
No, by the way, I'm like totally chill with people who actually
are serial killers.
Serial killers. Cool with people who are actually polyamorous and have multiple partners and live in the same home. It's just the fact that he's too good at it. Mm-hmm. It's literally him individually.
He's also a good cook.
It's not right.
Wait, did I tell you the story?
Because I've met other people who live that lifestyle, and I've been totally cool with it. For some reason...
It's suspicious, right?
It's suspicious because he's too good looking. His past is too sexy. His life is too sexy. It's too sexy. Mm-hmm. You told me about it, I was like, no, nobody has that many weird, sexy stories, okay? Yeah. Nobody's that sexy. And then he has an enormous penis. It's too much.
You cannot say that.
Oh, wait, what? That was the part that was over the line?
What if they listen to this video?
He's gonna say, wow, thank you for thinking I'm so unbelievably perfect that I have to be a serial.
He knows that I've been talking to you about that.
Do you think he cares? Of all the things that you've told me just now.
He's never gonna watch this. We're fine.
And if he did, he'd be like, thank you for telling everyone about my huge penis.
Thanks for sticking with us, everybody. Hope you enjoyed.
This is why we always keep the juiciest bit at the end.
Yep.
Goodbye.